this, that, or the other in addition. Let me tell you what they can do, however, and why these alliances are so critically important. They can talk to you about needs and things of what's going on at their base and what opportunities they have at their base, and then you, Bill Chesler, can come to Steny Hoyer and say, Steny, or Jim Estep can come, or Ulysses Curry can come, or Melanie Griffith can come to me and say, we really, or any of the rest of you, say, look, the base can really be advantaged if we do this. And then Donna and I can go to the military construction subcommittee, or the Defense Appropriations Subcommittee, or the Defense Authorization Committee. I'm very close to Ike Skelton. As you may have noticed a few years ago, I'm not that close to Jack Murtha. For those of you that don't know, Jack Murtha ran against me for majority leader. I just thought that, in case you didn't. I did reasonably well in that race. The fact of the matter is, Jack and I do work, however, together. There's never been an adverse effect on Pax River, Andrews, Indian Head, or anything else because of that race, to his credit. Because he cares about making sure we have the assets necessary. So that what this group can do is to listen, to talk, to anticipate what is needed to make sure that Andrews has the assets it needs, not only to carry out the various missions that we have assigned to Andrews in the various commands, but also to assure that the quality of life of the men and women who come to Andrews is what we want it to be, because you want them to leave after 2 years or 4 years. You want them to leave and go to other bases and say, you know, I had good housing, we had good schools, we had a good environment. It's a good place to be. We have an all-volunteer service. Now that doesn't mean that during your 4 years or 8 years or 20 years or whatever, that you have the option to say, no, I don't want to go there. You sign up and you go where you're needed. On the other hand, let me tell you, if we have another break, or in these sort of non-transparent breaks that I told you are going on every day, people talk about whether these are good places to enhance or to detract from their service. And so I come simply with a message, and I had some remarks about specific MILCONs that we've done, and Jim knows that, and he'll get those out to you. And we're working on Steve Ham. Was introduced to you earlier. Steve Ham does an extraordinary job. Steve, thank you very much for all you do.
Where'd Steve go?
Steve's over here with Betsy Bossert. She wasn't introduced. My district director, who does an extraordinary job, has been with me for a few years. Terrence Taylor, I think, is on to the next event where we're going to be talking about the Recovery and Reinvestment Act. It is critical that you be vigilant. If it's $6 billion or whatever the billions of dollars is, Ulysses Curry knows as former county executive, this base is critically important. Not only to the defense of our country, but to the economic well-being of our county and metropolitan region. And times are tough. We all know that. We are now in a time that none of you have ever experienced. Unless you're 90 years or older, you do not remember the Depression. And we have not had as deep a recession in 75 years that we are experiencing today. We have a $1.4 trillion deficit this past year. That, in my opinion, is totally unacceptable. It was necessary but unacceptable.